Welcome back to Punch and Grapple. So I'm currently 0-2 in my predictions, and if you're from the future and Alex has lost, go ahead, cook me in the comments. But today we're breaking down Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, what each fighter brings to the table, their strengths, their weaknesses, and how I see this fight playing out. Let's start with the tale of the tape. Magomed Ankalaev is 32 years old, 6'3", with a 75-inch reach and a record of 20-1. Alex Pereira? He's 37 years old, 6'4", with an 80-inch reach and a record of 12-2. So Pereira has the height, the reach, and despite having far fewer MMA fights, he's one of the most decorated strikers on the planet. But Magomed isn't just some random contender. He's a technical striker himself. He's got good boxing, solid kicks, and he applies steady pressure. He likes to fight at a controlled pace, picking his shots carefully, and when he gets going, he can overwhelm guys with his volume and accuracy. But here's the thing, he doesn't have the kind of explosive, fight-changing power that Alex does. He's a powerful striker, don't get me wrong, but power-wise, him and Alex are in two separate leagues. Magomed isn't a one-shot knockout artist. He grinds people down and breaks them. So, Magomed Ankalaev actually has a really solid wrestling base. Good top control, well-timed takedowns. He mixes in trips, single legs, drags, stuff that can really wear guys down. And when he gets on top, he transitions well, keeps a strong base, and can make opponents work just to get back to their feet. He's even got decent ground and pound. But here's the thing, he hardly ever uses it. At his core, Ankalaev is a striker first. Yeah, he has the wrestling, but when it comes down to it, he prefers to stand and trade. And against a guy like Alex Pereira, that's where things get dangerous. Because let's be real, he's probably going to feel like he has something to prove, like he needs to show the world he can hang with Pereira on the feet. And usually when guys go in with that mindset against Pereira, well, that's when they wake up on the canvas asking what happened. Wrestling is the path of least resistance here. If Ankalaev actually commits to his grappling, it's his safest route to victory. But he's not a powerhouse grappler like Khabib or Khamzat. He's not the type to relentlessly chain wrestle, suffocate guys on the mat, and just break their will. His takedowns are well timed, but they're not overwhelming. His top control is solid, but it's not soul-crushing. So even if he does go to the wrestling, it's not a guaranteed shutdown. We saw Jan Blachowicz get Pereira down and control him, so the opportunity is there. But history tells us Ankalaev is more likely to stand and strike. And if he does that, man, that could be a huge mistake. Now let's talk weaknesses. The biggest hole in Magomed's game is his leg kick defense, in my opinion. We've seen it before, most notably against Jan Blachowicz, where he had Magomed badly hurt and hopping on one leg at some points in the fight. And guess what? Calf kicks are one of Alex Pereira's deadliest weapons. Ankalaev doesn't check kicks well. And if you don't deal with leg kicks against Pereira, it's only a matter of time before your movement is completely compromised. But here's where it gets interesting. Ankalaev fights out of a southpaw stance, which means Pereira can't just spam the low calf kick like he could against an orthodox fighter. Instead, he'll have to rely on his lead leg, whipping it around the outside of Ankalaev's calf. That's a bit trickier to land consistently, but Pereira has the power and technique to make it work. Or he could just do what Jan did and go shin to shin. Roll the clip.
Round 3, close round already. Oh my goodness, that was and it's both legs now. Both sides.
Let's talk about just how devastating Alex Pereira's leg kicks and calf kicks are. We're not talking about some flicking, range-finding kicks. These are some of the hardest, most vicious kicks in all of MMA. The way he throws them is terrifying. He doesn't just snap them in, he digs them straight through the target, like he's trying to chop down a tree. We've seen him absolutely wreck opponents with these kicks. Against Adesanya, he had Izzy limping after a couple clean kicks. Against Prochaska, those kicks were a huge part of why Jiri struggled to close distance effectively. The thing is, Pereira's kicks aren't just powerful, they're precision weapons. He lands them at perfect angles, attacking the nerve in the lower leg that controls foot stability. Once that nerve is compromised, you physically can't put weight on that leg anymore. Fighters go from moving smoothly to hobbling in a matter of minutes, and Magomed Ankalaev He is not ready for that. His leg kick defense is suspect, and if he lets Pereira get comfortable throwing those calf kicks, it's only a matter of time before his movement is completely shut down. Once that happens, Pereira can stalk him, cut him off, and set up that nuclear left hook. Alex Pereira wins this fight in typical Pereira fashion. Once Ankalaev starts slowing down and getting desperate, Alex will find the kill shot. I see Poatan getting it done. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree, or am I about to go 0-3? Either way, I'll see you in the next one.